Well, a very, very good evening, everybody, to the inaugural Kireth GT Creator Series event. My name is Andrew Mather from Double Dash Motorsport Media, and it is absolutely fantastic to have back here on the channel for the first time in a very, very long time, live Gran Turismo online racing here on the DDMM YouTube channel. Should be an absolutely fantastic evening. We've got a new bunch of drivers that we've never seen race before, and Kireth, ready for this first event of a new series, and who knows where it could go. Great to have you along. Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time here on the DDMM YouTube channel, you are very, very welcome. Put your feet up, get ready for what should be some absolutely cracking racing here tonight on two circuits. First of all, you can see the first one, the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalonia, where we were a few weeks ago for one of our Club 100 iRacing Championship events, and then we will also be at Watkins, Glen later on this evening. Now, as I turn the music down there, we should be, now I should say, we are flying a little bit by the seat of our pants tonight, and let us know if the audio is all okay in the chat. That would be fantastic if you could do that for us in the chat. We are flying by the seat of our pants tonight. We are due to start at 8 on the hour. We now are on that hour. Just going to wait a little bit for the race to begin. Whilst we go through that, let's have a look through the drivers for this Creator Series. So this was a series, an invite was put out by Kireth to anyone and everyone who wants to be part of this series for a bit of collaboration across different drivers and streamers here on Gran Turismo. So let's have a look through them. First up, KCR Kampanen from Finland. Now, not all of these drivers will be racing this evening. Playwright is one of those racing this evening from the UK. Look out for him in the Lamborghini. Qualifying has started, which we'll get onto in a few moments time. Just outlaps going on at the moment. Sir Extreme X is on the grid for this evening. There are also going to be some team elements in the second race, which we'll come on to in a few minutes time. 12 drivers heading out on circuit. As I say, you're not missing anything right now, just outlaps for drivers. Chunky Ribena in the Porsche was very, very quick in free practice earlier this evening. Could Chunky Ribena be in position to take an early win in this series? We'll wait and see. Here around Barcelona this evening. Drivers just coming into turn 3 now. We'll be back with them shortly. Phantom Buster should be in the lobby tonight, if I'm not mistaken. The driver from France will be driving in the Mercedes. Felmora, King of the Karts from Canada, is also in the lobby tonight in the entry. Let's see how Felmora can do across the two races that we're going to be holding here this evening. Do let us in chat know if there are any drivers in particular that you are looking forward to seeing race, as I think we have got a little bit of a problem with some of the lobbies. Oh no, the GT lobbies have struck already. Never mind, ladies and gentlemen, but we'll be back with the racing and the qualifying shortly. Deacon Do from the United States, driving in the Chevrolet Corvette. The Do World Order are in the lobby tonight, hoping for a good result. Rycam N7, another one of our drivers from the United States, is also in tonight. AHR Uncle Bob, Bob's your uncle, could be our winner tonight. Let's see how he gets on in the Porsche 911. See his shot there. All of these shots brilliantly put together by our creators and edited together by KCR Nacho. Mike 28771 is ready to go. Interesting car of choice in the Ford GT. Do love it myself. Let's see how they get on that. Dracula Fury 85, another one of our drivers from the UK, is also here tonight, looking to go quickly. And last but not least, of course, Kireth, our man himself, round a good circuit for him, Barcelona, here in this first event of a new series. And yes, we'll see how all those drivers get on. Sure enough, straight away, we have had a PD problem. So the lobby has just is being restarted at the moment. We thought this might happen. It's new series, new teething troubles, but we'll be back very, very shortly with more action here in Gran Turismo 7 after these short messages. Welcome back here to live commentary of the first event of the GT Creator Series run by Kireth. Let's go back into the driver intros. Let's just cycle back through those. Have them lovely graphics in the background for you. Lobby is being resurrected, as it were, ahead of the first qualifying session. It'll be a 5-minute qualifying session and then a 20-minute race. I think we have pretty much got all drivers back in the lobby. Great to have you with us. Let's have a look at some of your comments. Hello to Nacho, as ever. Did the fantastic video that you're watching right now. Has put a lot of hard work in behind the scenes for this one. Hello to Bandit7568, who's cheering on SI Racing tonight. There is SI Racing on your screen right now. Also, hello to Saw30, who has subscribed to the channel. I always have to make this point because I still don't understand it. And if you do understand it, let me know in the chat. Sometimes, if you subscribe, your name comes through and I get to press this button here and your name appears on screen. If that doesn't happen, that's not because I don't love you and I'm ignoring you. It's some kind of, I imagine, privacy settings with Google settings and YouTube and all the rest of it that sometimes means that the names don't come up. But I know a number of you have subscribed to the channel newly here tonight ahead of the first race, and I do massively appreciate that. Right, let's press some buttons. Let's move that one up there and press that, because I think we have now got a working lobby, and we've got Dream on the screen straight away. And this is the other bit that GT7 sometimes trips me up with, so we'll just go back to that for a moment. And back to there. There we go. Now we've got some live time on the screen for you all. So no lap time set at the moment in this 5-minute qualifying session. Not a lot of time for the drivers to get to grips with the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya tonight. Looking further through the order. Graham GMZ there in the Porsche. King of the Karts from Canada is third on the line. Chunky Ribena. We're running the old but new, but let's be honest, just the proper Circuit de Catalunya layout tonight. No annoying little chicane at the end of the lap. And drivers will go on to their flying laps. As I say, Chunky Ribena was very, very quick in the free practice earlier on. Here's Playwright. Love the look of this car. Fantastically liveried. Be looking for a good run tonight in the Lamborghini. Oh dear, something's broken. So we'll just go back to... Ah, no, that was Dream going back to pit lane. In fact, everybody went back to pit lane. Oh no, ladies and gentlemen. I think we've had another problem with the lobby. On board with Chunky Ribena at the moment. Everyone just reset back to pit lane. There's Kireth on your screen. Now I wonder if that was I think I know what's happened there. I think that was a free practice session that then just reset into a qualifying session. So hopefully this is the 5 minutes starting now. Bear with us, ladies and gentlemen. New series, new championship. Everyone on a bit of a learning curve this evening. I think we have got 13 cars out there at the moment. Deacon Do joins the fray. King of the Karts is out there. Graham GMZ is out there. Mike 28771 in the Ford GT is also out there. Dream GSX is on circuit. Rycam N7, Bob's Your Uncle GT, Phantom Buster, Grandpa GG, Tracker Fury, Chunky Rabina, Playwright and Kireth. So yeah, I think we have got everybody out on circuit for this qualifying session. Absolutely Bandit. Big shout out to the host Kireth. There he is on screen. Regular DDMM viewers, I'm saying as if there's more DDMM viewers than Kireth viewers. That's completely wrong, of course, but we'll remember that Kireth raced in the Club 100 Gran Turismo series back in the day on Gran Turismo Sport. Had some success in that series, particularly around Monza, of course. Kireth will head on to the first flying lap then for this qualifying session. Playwright has got a 0.5 second penalty already. That's probably something down to track limits. Chunky Ribena in your shot there in the Porsche. Drackle Fury in the Ribena VW Beetle. All of them GT3s that we should mention. Sorry, Group 3s. Been too much of an iRacing mode recently. All of them Group 3 cars. We will see the Mazda MX-5 Touring. That's the race-going version. Out on circuit as well. That'll be the second race of the evening around Watkins Glen, which will have a team element. More on that later. Grandpa GG in the Ford GT into the second sector now, all the drivers. With not a lot of time. Oh, as Grandpa gets a little bit wide there. Coming out of turn number 5. But with only 5 minutes in this session, and of course that includes a bit of time for the outlap, it's not really much time at all for drivers to start jostling around and trying to find themselves a clean bit of air. They've just got to get out there and get on with it. Phantom Buster in this train. Oh, Rycam goes down the inside. We've got the racing already here, and it's not even lap 1 yet. This is just qualifying. I think that was Rycam trying to get a little bit of track position. Got down the inside of Grandpa GG. Got that one wrong. Should have enough time for getting a lap in. Kireth goes over the line is a 142.3. Playwright is a 143.8. 143.1 for Chunky Ribena. Grandpa does a 145, as does Phantom Buster. This is another one of the elements of tonight's racing. All new drivers racing with each other. Probably not too familiar with the pace of the other drivers as a field. Bob's Your Uncle has gone into second place with a 143.007. But can be quite difficult to judge at this stage of a season, trying to pick out, well, who's fast, who's not so fast, who's a good tow to go with in these qualifying sessions. So from experience in the Club 100 championships in real life, as off there right ahead. Who was that going off? Sorry, we have to go through and pick position by position so far tonight. It was Mike 28771 having an off in the gravel trap at turn number 4. So that'll be any opportunities for Mike gone. How is Rycam doing? Because it's basically this lap to get the lap in. He's 5 seconds off the pace at the moment. Was looking fairly quick earlier in the free practice session. Oh, he's got it completely wrong on the back straight into the hairpin. Lost his braking point as Kireth goes even quicker, a 141.5 3.97 for Kireth in the Peugeot, and he's completed his qualifying session. Who else is going to improve? Chunky Ribena P2 at the moment. Playwright, I think, has improved as well. And there we go. So Kireth on pole position. Let's have a look at the standings then. So Kireth fastest on a 141.597. Chunky Ribena second on a 142.7. Bob's your uncle third on a 143.0. 8 tenths further back, Playwright 90. Deacon Do a 144.2. Drackle Fury, good qualifying from Drackle Fury there with a 144.6. Phantom Buster 7th. Grandpa, Mike 28771. Rycam N7, that's completing your top 10 at the moment. Dream GSX R in 11th. Graham in 12th place. And yeah, very, very intriguing scenario then here for these drivers. Oh, in fact, I've found a button, ladies and gentlemen. That describes the result for you a little bit better. Kireth from Chunky Ribena, that'll be the front row. Bob's your uncle and Playwright's row 2. Deacon Do and Drackle Fury row 3. Phantom Buster and Grandpa on row number 4. Mike and Rycam on row 5. Dream GSX R and Graham GMZ on row 6. And then King of the Carts will be 13th. And yeah, so we're just going to wait now to see when the final starts, which is going to be starting very shortly. It'll be a 20-minute race. And we should be getting ready to go then for the first race, the inaugural race for the Kireth GT Creator Series. Just running through the order. There is Kireth on the front row of the grid. Green lights, away we go. Very good start for Bob's your uncle from P3 on the grid. Immediately hops up to P2. And if he gets a good run behind the Peugeot of Kireth, could be challenging for P1. Looking further back, it's 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 wide as they approach the big braking zone of turn 1. Are they all going to get through? They're all being fairly well behaved at the moment, which is good to see. And yes, indeed, everyone is through the first couple of corners. Kireth being challenged by Bob's your uncle straight away, and up the inside into turn 4, change of leader. Up the inside goes Bob's your uncle. Kireth fights back immediately. There's a little bit of contact between the Peugeot and the Porsche, but Bob's your uncle holds on. Great start for the driver there, the British driver in the Porsche, into turn number 5. Look how compact it is. Deacon doing the black and blue car in the middle there. He's getting a little bit squirrely, and Playwright side by side and almost being spun round, but then returned round by a couple of the other drivers. It's all getting a bit hectic in the midfield there. Further up the order then, Chunky Ribena's fallen a couple of positions off the start. Drackle Fury is ahead now in 4th place as they come down into, and look at this, Rycam, well, he tried this in the qualifying session, had a tough time with it, got it right there into the hairpin and has got up to 6th place. Good driving side by side between Chunky Ribena and Drackle Fury. That's over 4th place, and the VW Beetle has got ahead into 4th place. My, what a start this has been. Coming round to finish lap number 1 then. Bob's your Uncle GT leads the race. Remember, it's a 20-minute race, this. Kireth P2. Will they start working together now to try and pull off the front of the order? 3rd place is Phantom Buster V. The French driver has had a very good start there in the number 5 Mercedes. We look to pull away from Chunky Ribena, who's got back past Drackle Fury's VW Beetle. The British driver now having to deal with a very fast starting Porsche of Rycam N7, who started towards the back of the field but has already made it up to 6th place. Brilliant stuff from Rycam there. Oh, this was that big sideways moment for Drackle Fury, and has gone round. I think Rycam was slightly involved in that as well. He's an innocent bystander, but poor Drackle Fury spins all the way to the back of the field and that great start, that good position is gone. Dream GSXR has also been in the gravel. Wow, let's work our way back to the front then. Bob's Your Uncle GT leads the race. Kireth in P2. Phantom Buster now being caught by Chunky Ribena P4. Then it's the two Americans up next. Rycam N7, just like an earlier entrance line. Oh, hasn't got it right there. There's contact between Rycam and Deacon Do. And Deacon Do in the Corvette takes the position. And to me, that looked like Rycam was slightly out of control on the approach to the Lecaxa hairpin. There was not much that Deacon Do could do about that. Pardon the pun. King of the Cards has had a good start as well. The Canadian driver, the 333 Porsche, Felmora, up to P7. We're going to be 3 wide, just casually down the straight here at Circuit de Catalunya. King of the Cards trying to gain 2 positions for the price of 1. Is definitely going to get 1. No, he's not going to get 1 of them. Thought that was a dead cert to be on there. But in the end, he has got through. He's got past Deacon Do. Playwright's come back into this as well. The British driver there in the Lamborghini. Mike 28771 is starting to just settle down and get into this race as well in the pink and black Ford GT. But Graham GMZ is now having a look down the inside in his Porsche number 8. What a brilliant start this has been. So much overtaking, so much drama. We're only on lap 3. We're not even 5 minutes into this 20-minute race. Bob's Your Uncle still leading at the front of the field though from Kireth. They're checking out and gone, just trying to build up an advantage at the moment. No point fighting and falling into the clutches of the groups and drivers behind. Deacon Do's going to have a look at trying to get back past Playwright, who's taken P7 in recent corners. King of the Cards looking a bit deep into the Lecaxa hairpin. It's such a tricky corner. Long back straight. It's one of those that does have visual references on the brake or where to brake. It's one of those I find that the straight's so long you can almost get suckered into braking too late or forgetting where your braking marker is. These drivers dealing with it well. Let's have a little bit further of a look down the order. Oh, look at this, some 3 wide action between Grandpa, Graham GMZ and Mike 28771. Although I think one of them had a penalty in all of that. Graham GMZ looking back down the inside, and it's side by side as well between the 2 Fords. Mike 28771 gets through back past Grandpa GG. Fury, meanwhile, remember, span off in the early stages. Graham side by side with Grandpa GG. This is over 11th place at the moment. Graham gets a good run out of turn 3. Maybe just needs a bit more confidence on the brakes into turn 4. It's the Repsol curve. So yeah, it just slips back behind and still side by side. Great racing here as they go through the Worth corner and will be up to the Campsa turn next. Graham has now got through past Grandpa GG. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you're enjoying something new, something different to recent content here. Whoa, Graham down the inside into the Lecaxa hairpin on Mike 28771. Beautiful move by the British driver in the Porsche there. Bit of contact again between the 2 Fords, and Mike's on the curb and nearly spinning out there. Manages to get it collected, but has lost 2 positions now and is out in the marbles as they go through the final couple of corners. This is allowing Drackle Fury to come back into it, by the way. He's only 2 seconds behind. If Drackle Fury is able to push on a little bit more, we'll start to pick up the toe of the cars ahead. Meanwhile, change in the lead at the front of the order. Kireth has got through past Bob's Your Uncle. Bob's Your Uncle has the fastest lap of the race at the moment. So imagine that was probably down into turn 1 that Kireth got that move done. And they're going to be side by side as they go into the Seat hairpin. Kireth on the inside for this left-hander. will want to control the exit as well. Gives Bob's Your Uncle a lot of space on the run out of the Seat curve. Bob's Your Uncle trying to go around the outside into the Worth turn. Has he got it done? He's got his nose ahead. Yes, he has got it done. Brilliant overtaking there from Bob's Your Uncle. Retakes the lead of this race. Very, very fair racing between the two of them as well. That's what we like to see here in the Kireth GT Creator Series. Third place at the moment for Chunky Ribena, getting along with things quite nicely. Does have a half-second penalty though to deal with at the next penalty marker. Thanks to the Silent Racer, thank you for your kind comments. It's great to be back commentating on some Gran Turismo. Long time since we've done that, since not since the GT Sport days. There's Phantom Buster also having a good race there in the Mercedes. Driver from France in 4th place. It's about a second clear of Raikkonen N7, who after that slightly scrappy qualifying has really got on terms of things here. He's closing in now, close 0.3 of a second just down that straight alone. We're going to stay with this because Raikkonen N7 closing in now on Phantom Buster V. Was it 5? Not sure. I'm sure we'll learn in due course. It's Barcelona circuit, one that you've got to be very careful, very patient around. It's an old school circuit. Not many big tarmac runoffs. A lot of grass, a lot of gravel. Not many overtaking opportunities. Phantom Buster may also be concerned that, well, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th places all closing in now as well. A bit of dust is kicked up by Phantom Buster as Phantom Buster goes through the Campsa curve. Thank you for those newly subscribing. Apologies that the widgets aren't pulling all of your names through, but thank you very much for clicking that button. To see more content here on DDMM as it comes out, make sure you click that notification bell, and the like button is always a helping hand as well from you the viewers to the channel and all of these creators. With plenty of content coming from tonight's racing, highlight reels, shorts and further rounds of this new championship, this new series. That was an interesting lap to follow there with Raikkonen, because in the first half of it, it looked very much like a move was set for this next run down the pit straight. But Phantom Buster was very strong, I noted, through that second half of the circuit and was able to pull the lead back out to a full second. There is Playwright, now up into 6th place, has got past King of the Karts Porsche from Canada, now runs in 7th place in the Triple Three. Dream GSXR has had some good progress as well that we've not talked enough about. The SI Racing driver is up into 8th place now, a 142.523, a new personal best, and 2 142.5s in a row there. Really good pace from Dream GSXR. It's quicker than King of the Karts. Filmora ahead, who's in the 143s. Playwright recently has also been in the 143s. Kireth has taken the new fastest lap of the race. Let's have a quick check-in with the two leaders. Oh, very, very close indeed between Bob's Your Uncle and Kireth. We're into the second half of the race now. They'll have had 12 minutes pass when they cross the line. 8 minutes on the clock to go. Is there going to be an opportunity here for Kireth down the pit straight? How is the power for Bob's Your Uncle at the moment? 0.3 of a second between them. We can see in the top left that's closing all the time. Bob's Your Uncle defends to the inside, covers, blocks, is able to hold on to the lead. That's a really, really good piece of driving there from Bob's Your Uncle GT. Holds Kireth back there in 2nd place. Chunky Ribena having a bit of a lonely race at the moment, but scoring good points for the evening. The point system in this particular race, it's the Formula 1 point system, so top 10 all score series points. But still very early stages, of course, in this championship. Change for fourth. Apologies, we didn't quite catch that. Rycam has got through past Phantom Buster for fourth place. Now, big couple of laps this for Rycam, because Rycam has been down in the 142s, needs to be back in those immediately to get away from the French Mercedes behind and leave the battle to those further behind. Dream's going to have a go at Playwright here for 7th place. Tucks back in as they approach Kamsa. That's a wise decision there. Not many overtakes happen through that corner. Very fast, very tight if you're going side by side. Very much a one-line corner. On the brakes into Lukacs, and now you've got to be really patient through this portion of the circuit. Similar to Kamsa, it's tight, but it's slow. It's a little bit fiddly for the drivers. It's about traction, it's about balance of the cars. Got to perhaps wait for the pit straight. And I think that's what Dream is doing here. This Playwright is right on the edge of losing the slipstream and did not have a good last corner there through the last bend. Surely Dream is going to have the run here. We'll try and get a little bit of a side draft as they go over start finish. There's also a battle going on between Phantom Buster and King of the Karts. King of the Karts looking through to take 5th place. It looks like Dream has got 7th. Yes, a Dream GSXR through gains a position. Phantom Buster loses another one. It's now down to 6th. The Canadian driver Felmora, King of the Karts, gets through there in that Porsche. Oh, contact between King of the Karts and Phantom Buster. Well, I think that was maybe a bit of an ambitious one from Phantom Buster into the Repsol curve. Made contact with the rear quarter of the Porsche, and both of them went off, and both of them lost a number of positions. Deacon Do is up to P7. Dream GSXR up to 6th place. Playwright now into 9th spot. Well, that's beautifully played into the hands of Rycam, who is bolted away. And now has 4.4 seconds over the drivers behind. Back with the lead, and Kireth down the inside of Bob's Your Uncle GT, going into the final corner. This could get a bit interesting. You don't see drivers side by side through here very often. Kireth has got through. Kireth has got through, but back surely will come Bob's Your Uncle GT, because now Bob's Your Uncle has got the tow. But does the Peugeot RCZ have the straight line speed? Kireth's going to have to defend on the inside there. Gets the overlap done there, just able to pull ahead and take his line through turn number 2, but big change of the lead here then. On lap 10, 16 minutes of the race to go, only 4 minutes remaining, so what do we reckon, 3 more laps for the drivers from this point. Change of the lead that could see 25 points going the way of Kireth very early in this league. Bob's Your Uncle still there in 2nd place. Chucky Ribena surely will just bring this home now in 3rd place. Isn't under any threat from Rycam behind. And similarly, he's under no threat now from a change in 5th place. Dream GSXR has got through past Playwright. I've got to say, this has been a very impressive drive. From Dream GSXR to come through from the back of the field. Not a great qualifying, doesn't matter, the points are scored in the race. Battle here going on for 7th place. King of the Karts has got through back into 7th place. Deacon Do's looking down the inside, nearly 3 wide as they go into Lukacs. Still not decided yet. It's going to be side by side as they go through the kink and into the last couple of corners. Phantom Buster looking for a lane down the inside of Deacon Do there for 8th spot. And Deacon Do, unfortunately, is just going to get forced out wide. Was out in the marbles off the racing line. Unfortunately, there was a French Mercedes in the way. It meant that Deacon Do's Corvette couldn't take the racing line, loses 2 positions. 17.5 minutes completed then. positions may well stay in this order because it feels like we've got a natural order in terms of pace now. So much has happened in the last 18 minutes. You wouldn't be surprised if there's one more piece of major excitement before the end of this race. Bob's your uncle. Trying to get back on terms with Kireth here. Hasn't let the Peugeot go. Less than half a second between them. Just to look further back down the order. Mike 28771 there in the Ford GT. He's running a little bit off the pack now, unfortunately, in 13th place. Grandpa GG and the other of the Fords. I did think the Ford was a bit of a ambitious pick for this series. Balance of performance in play for the Group 3s. We all know with a balance of performance. All cars are equal, but some cars are more equal than others. If you know, you know. Draco Fury, though, has been able to get back up to 11th place and may have a go here at Graham GMZ. Oh, his grandpa's having a bit of a moment in the background there. Half-second penalty for Draco Fury to deal with. Graham GMZ is the driver ahead. There's been a change for 8th place as Deacon Do has got past Phantom Buster. Apart from that, it is as you were as we go on to... Ooh, now, this might be the last lap. There may be one more after it. We'll see what the clock is telling us. No, this will be the final lap. This will be the final lap. There's only 40 seconds remaining on the clock. A lot more than 40 seconds of this remaining lap to go. Still not decided at the front of this race. Kireth leading from Bob's your uncle, but only by 0.4 of a second. We've seen the lead change in the last couple of corners already in this race. As they've gone through lap by lap here on lap number 12. Another race coming up after this, of course, will be around Watkins Glen, and there'll be a team element to that race, which we'll update you with in due course. Hello to Mitch, who's tuning in, cheering on Dream in 5th place, but can Kireth hold on for victory here? A historic victory in the very first race, in the inaugural race meeting for the Kireth GT Creator Series. He's got 2 corners to go. He's got to keep it on the line. He's got to keep it right and keep it out the gravel traps, because Bob's your uncle is right there still in the Porsche. But out of the final corner in the Peugeot, Kireth is going to take the race victory. Oh, as Bob's has a massive, massive crash right at the end. Is he going to be able to get over the line in 2nd place? He is going to get over the line in 2nd place. Chunky Ribena will take 3rd. It is Kireth, Bob's your uncle, and Chunky Ribena your podium here in Spain. 4th place for Rycam, recovered well after a difficult qualifying. Dream GSXR similarly comes through the field, finishes in the top 5. Playwright is 6th. Felmora, King of the Karts, is 7th. Deacon Do 8th. Phantom Buster 9th. It'll be P10 for Graham GMZ. So in the points in the first race, 11th for Draco Fury, 12th for Grandpa GG, and then Mike 28771 will be the final car over the line in 13th place. But a testing drive there for Kireth. He takes the race victory in this first race of 2 this evening. But it was so close there between everybody out on circuit, everyone having someone to race. But a really good show there from Kireth, taking the race victory. And I'm sure he'll be very pleased with that one. Let's have a look at your race result then. Kireth takes the win. In the end, the result set makes it look quite comfortable, 5.713 seconds. But anyone who is here tonight on the DDMM YouTube channel knows that it was anything but. Very close race there with Bob's your uncle, who threw everything at it and takes a well-deserved 2nd place. Chunky Ribena 3rd. Rycam finished in 4th there, so good race for the 911s. 3 of them in the top 4. Dream GSXR in the Nissan GTR Nismo P5. Playwright 6th in the Lamborghini Huracan. Felmora, King of the Karts, is another one of the Porsches home in 7th place. 8th place in the Corvette C7 for Deacon Do. 9th for Phantom Buster, Graham GMZ in 10th, Drackle Fury 11th, Grandpa GG in 12th, and Mike 28771 finishes there in 13th. We're going to take a short break here on the commentary for the first round, the first event of the Kireth GT Creator Series. We'll be back with Race 2 in a few moments' time. Hold that gap. Isaac Borden's got past Ben Page now. That's for 7th place. Go either into crucial Iredale's corner. Has Davis got the run? He's not going to be able to get the run surely down here into the Stuart Essence, but he may. Oh, he's got the run! He's got a big move. Switchback by Weaver. Read it beautifully. Saw it coming. Kept the steering open. Let Ben Davis commit to the inside, and he's still held on to the lead. That was brilliant racing by all three of them here, and I think that's going to be the crucial moment, because Joe Weaver, unlike 24 hours ago, is not going to need to do the overtake on the last lap. Joe Weaver takes the double in Senior Rotax Round 2 of Super 1 2022. Line on row 11, Jake Wilkins and Andrew Ravage on row 12, and then we'll have our two qualifiers from the B final. Bryn Albin and Dean Everest form up the 26 entries for this, the lightweight sprint A final for round 9 of the 2022 Club 100 Senior Sprint Championship. 12 minutes on the clock. Green light, great start from Mike Coppin, sweeps across the front. It's a hugely important race this for the championship at the start of the run into the end of the season. Coppin versus Brunton, early advantage, Howard, to Mike Coppin.
Yeah, absolutely. Last score of the circuit.
White flag is going to be out this time. If they get past the line, it will run to the end. There they go. Oh, it's a big moment for Chris Hansen. He's gone round. Is that going to take anybody else? Yes, it does. Kelly Wright's gone. Hart's gone. Dix has gone. My goodness me, the race is going to keep running though. It's not going to go under caution now. On the last lap, it's three of them. Sanders has the lead. He's going to hold the inside. There's not really much help for Brenton at all. He's going to try and get the side trap working here. He's pulling alongside. They're side by side as they come through turn 4. It's going to be a run to the line here for the Simply Catnip 200. It's really close between them. Is Sanders going to hold it? Oh, there's a bit of contact there on the line. It's a photo finish. It's a photo finish. It's Preston. It's Michael.
Stages of this race. Ross Witherow is digging deep again. Has got down to a 32.435 now. It's about a tenth of an. Oh, he's gone for it. Big send. My goodness me. Ross Witherow, brave as anything, on the brakes into the final corner, takes the lead of the race. That was a superb, awesome overtake, and now is Ryan McGinnis going to respond back here? He's looking for the inside now. 6 minutes have expired. That came from miles back from Ross Witherow. Kevin Shine is continuing to go round, by the way. Clearly he can drive, he's just not got a lot of power in the number 22. And oh my God, round the outside attempting. That is an outrageous manoeuvre. Oh, we saw one lap ago. That was even better from Ryan McGinnis. And over the line to take the racing room left by Whitefoot on the outside there. Good news for David Whitehouse. Look, he's got away. He just needs to get through Ascari chicane and Curva Alboreto, and he's got a great result here. Tom Dix was just holding in front of Steve Hicks there. Dix and Hicks at the moment on the outside of the top 10. They need to get up 2 positions if you're Steve Hicks to get on the front row for contact, and that's going to be a big one. Into the wall goes Dix, and Hicks. Through goes Ian Sumner.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to live coverage on Alpha Live of the 6th and final round for Rotax Max Challenge Switzerland 2022. My name's Andrew Mather. Great to be with you here at the historic Kart Barn Vollen circuit on the 1st of October 2022. We're here in northern Switzerland for this season finale, and it's got all the ingredients to be an absolute cracker here today. Here's your circuit, 815 metres in length, 12 turns, technical, in its 60th year as well, 60 years of racing here at Vollen. The circuit established in 1962.
It's Michael Lenz. Oh, Michael Lenz, who had a great finish to heat number 2. Something has gone wrong for him there, and he is out of this race. That's a real shame for Michael Lenz. The driver he overtook for the lead on the last lap of heat number 2 goes by him. Samuel Lithgrid, what a season it has been. He's going to finish it in the best way. The junior champion for the last 2 years. He was at Grand Final in 2021. He's going to be there again in 2022 as the senior Rotax Max champion. Samuel Lithgrid takes the win here at Vollen. Kurt Wenger is going to take the win in Master Max.
Final lap of the 2022 Mini Rock Super Final here at Lonato. Captain's down the inside, going for the move into turn 4, takes the lead. Has he overshot? It's going to be side by side between the 2 AV Racing drivers as they approach turn 5. Will be advantage Captain on the inside, holds onto the lead, but Cosma Christopher is charging along, has closed the gap. This is not over yet. Kalea still there in second place. They're heading towards the last few hairpins now. Cantan defends to the inside. Kalea still there in second. Cosma Christopher can smell that remarkable victory. Cantan's still got the lead of this race. Has got to defend down the inside into the last corner. Get the drive off the final corner. Who's going to be Mini Rock champion for 2022? It's going to be Vivek Cantan. And the title stays in North America for another year. Vivek Cantan wins the lead of the race. Cook is still there in second. Carter's still there in third. They slightly bang wheels. Carter around the outside takes second place. One more opportunity. You've got to think James Roots is still in there as well for the race win. Grayson Wortley, he's got to defend down the inside into Wilkins. He's done just that. He's got to get off the corner, or they're going to be 3 wide. Coming off the corner, Ronnie Carter's gone round the outside. Ronnie Carter becomes champion in the 2022 Super 1 Miami Bambino Championship with a last corner overtake. Have you ever seen a championship decided like that? What a race win. It's not going to be his first one of the year. Joe Holmes knows the situation. Richard Allen is going to win in the Brookmore Park, but for the first time since 2015, Anwar Barul Smith wins a...
Welcome back, everybody, to live coverage of the inaugural event for the Kireth GT Creator Series. We're getting ready for race number 2 of the evening, and we'll be having a team event around Watkins Glen. Very interesting circuit to see this format trialled out for the first time. The lobby is live, by the way. It's just free practice at the moment. You're not missing anything out there, and we'll be into qualifying and race scenario shortly. I am just going to check whether there is qualifying for this one. Yes, there is. There is a qualifying for this one. So we will have that for you shortly. A bit of information on what you've just seen. You've just seen the DDMM show reel for myself for things last year at Double Dash for all things going on. Lots of karting, bit of car racing now as well. Looking to possibly expand out into other sports as well, and of course here on the YouTube channel we've got sim racing in the form of Gran Turismo events like the one here, and also the iRacing Championships, in particular the Club 100 and BUKC iRacing Championship, which was happening last night. In fact, round 5 round Magny-Cours took place. So if you've got some more time after we finish up here, do go and give that a watch. It was a very, very good event in the F4s last night. Let's bring the cars back in though. There is a little bit of practice going on. Let's press that button there. And it's night time at Watkins Glen to make things even more difficult for the drivers. Now, team scenario. So the first race was very much an individuals race. As I'm trying to remember what button it is to. There we go. That's how we change the camera. Let's go on with King of the Karts for a bit. Oops, it's the wall. Team element for this race. So the first race, the points being scored were by the drivers themselves, and they keep those points. So Kireth, having won the race, 25 points for a race win. They are his in the story of the series. For this race, it's a little bit different. So our drivers have been paired up into teams, and the points that they will carry forward are the average of the team, i.e. if you win your race, but your teammate finishes last and gets no points, you don't get the full points for the win. You get half those points, you get the average of the team. So there is an element here of the drivers needing to work together to not just make sure that they're doing well themselves, but also that their teammates are doing well themselves. That will be the way drivers will get the most number of points from this race here at Watkins Glen and go on to their series tally. Now, let's have a look at what the teams are. They've been randomly drawn. We'll go through them. Let's get a shot that looks at the cars themselves. Everybody's in the same car. Everybody's in the same Mazda MX Roadster Touring edition. So this is the race car version. It's a little bit dark. We can't quite see them at the moment, but trust me, they're there. So first team, the green team, Grandpa GG will be racing alongside Playwright. There is Playwright, being illuminated at the moment by his teammates' headlights, so they're going to be a team. Kireth is in the red team, and Kireth's teammate will be Deacon Do. Where is Deacon Do? There is Deacon Do. So they will be a team. So, say for Kireth's scenario, if he was to win the race here in race 2 like he did in race 1, he's got to also make sure or hope that Deacon Do gets second place. And that would be the ultimate result for any of these teams, a 1-2. Mike 28771 is currently in pit lane. Will be racing with Phantom Buster. Where is Phantom Buster gone? There is Phantom Buster. They're both in the pits at the moment. Interesting team this. This could actually be one of the favourites based on what we've seen around Barcelona. Chunky Ribena, who finished third in the first race of the evening, will be with Rycam, who finished in fourth. So the drivers who finished in third and fourth are both together. Apologies for again having to flick up and down the order sequentially. We will look at trying to get that fixed for the next one of these. Bob's Your Uncle and King of the Karts are in the kind of white cream. I can't watch screen. Cream. Let's go cream coloured team. So King of the Karts, Felmora, Canadian driver, will be with Bob's Your Uncle, who finished in second place in that first race of the evening. And then finally, Dream GSXR 600 will be with Drackle Fury for the pink team. So I think that is about all of our drivers. I'm just going to check what our situation with is regards timings. 9 PM is when we will start this next race, so that's in about 8 minutes time. Thank you everybody for your comments. Let's have a look through Couch Racer. Reckons this is going to be the festival of penalties and spins. It's a very tricky circuit, of course. Is Watkins Glen. Bandits cheering on Dreams. Very impressive drive from Dreams in the first race. Difficult to bounce back after a tough qualifying. That's exactly what Dreams did. Fought through, took 5th place. In fact, a lot of support for Dreams in the chat. Hello to Mitch once again. He says he's here, he's there, he'll pass you anywhere. That's our boy Dreams. We're on the short course, by the way, of Watkins Glen. Just seeing if we've got all drivers. I think we have. I think Phantom Buster just exited out of the room, but should be back shortly. Yes, I think once we've got Phantom Buster with us, we will be good to go. Hello to Norm as well. Again, tuning on Dreams. A lot of support for Dreams there. Matt's as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. So if you're just joining us, it's the first first episode of a new series here on the DDMM YouTube channel, providing full broadcast and full live commentary of the Kireth GT Creator Series. The race, everything that we see here tonight will be available to watch back. We won't take the stream down. We'll stay here on the DDMM YouTube channel for you all to enjoy. And I think you can still get involved as well if you're a Gran Turismo racer and you've got a YouTube or a Twitch channel. It doesn't have to be those two major platforms. It can be any kind of creator involved channel or platform. Kireth would love to get you on the grid for future events, future rounds of the series. We've got about 5 minutes before we get to the second race for event number 1. And it'll once again be a 20-minute race for the drivers to deal with. I'll tell you at the moment who's going nicely in the free practice part. I think Bob's your uncle is currently the fastest driver. He's indeed with a 1 minute 18.779. Kireth P2, King of the Karts P3, both in the 119s. Dream GSXR is not in 4th place because it just comes to the pit lane. Of course, yes, there's the weird thing that the timing does when we go round for practices. It doesn't necessarily show the full order of the whole free practice. If you're enjoying the stream, don't mind considering pressing that subscribe button. Thank you to everybody who's done that already tonight. Further content or things that we're involved with, not necessarily on this channel but on other channels as well. This coming weekend, the weekend after, we'll be doing some karting commentary. The next round meeting of the Super 1 National Karting Championships here in the UK will be at Fulbeck in Lincolnshire. Hello to Mitch, who's just subscribed, and his name's popped there up on the bottom left hand corner. Well done, Mitch. I don't know what it is that you did with your settings that made sure that your name came through, but it did. Couch Racer says something's broken, lobby should be morning. I hope it's morning because it means I'll be able to see the cars better as they go round. Oh, and right on cue, something happened there to make it morning. In fact, the sun very, very suddenly appeared. Unless the lobby has crashed again. That is always a possibility. But at least on my screen now, but we've only got the lobby screen. Yes, it has now. Look at that. That's magic. That's magic there from Couch Racer, because just by commenting in the box, he suddenly made it morning. And now we can actually see the cars. This is great. This is absolutely fantastic. Playwright having a bit of a moment there through the first corner. Why do I have this general feeling that the lobby's crashed again? Hold fire, ladies and gentlemen. But yes, thank you, Mitch, for subscribing to the channel. Do appreciate the support. And say, not this weekend, the weekend after, on the Alpha Live YouTube channel will be at fullback for round 8 of that championship. In a few weeks' time, we'll also have the next round of the Club 100 and BKC iRacing Championship here on the DDMM channel. In due course, we'll announce the next date for the Creator Series. Generally, we're going to try and run them on the Thursday nights. Tends to be a date or a day of the week that works with the schedules. There's Drackle Fury, just going around and doing the free practice at the moment, going for a bit of drifting, in fact, through the final corner. As we said, if you do want to get involved in a racing capacity, you can do. Further opportunities, head across to the Kireth Discord. Details available over on his channel. Great community. In fact, what I'm going to try and do is see if I can... This may work, this may not, ladies and gentlemen. This may go horribly wrong. I'll try and update the description of this stream here for the full broadcast whilst it's live. So if this all goes wrong, apologies. So we're up to 796 subscribers now. Thank you so much, everybody, for your support. We're very near the target for this evening. Let's have a little bit of livery watch on other drivers. Chunky Ribena is out there with almost a bit of Valentino Rossi in that one, isn't there? The dark blue and the fluorescent yellow. There we go. Link to Kireth's Discord now down below in the description. And we are due to start qualifying shortly. So we have now passed 9 o'clock PM on the dot here, British summertime. Dream just behind there, the silver and pink. Graham GMZ will be looking for a good performance. They're in the beautiful but number 56 stock red and white livery. I like that one a lot because I like red and white. The personal race number is 56. Oh, Drackle Fury is having a bit of a moment there. Deacon Do has got his black and blue Do World Order livery set up. King of the Karts is also in a bit of a lighter blue there. Looks like we are going to go into qualifying though. And same as we had at Barcelona, 5 minutes, only 5 minutes for the drivers to get themselves organised. And out onto circuit first is going to be, who has got the privilege of being first out on circuit? I think it's nearly Dream. It's out there, P2. It's Kireth again. Some people would call it Fix. The lobby host is out first. But these cars can benefit from a tow, so I don't know, you may not want to be first out there in this qualifying session. We'll see in due course how that affects things. So outlaps going on at the moment. Give it another minute or so, and then we'll be into the crucial elements of this qualifying circuit. As we say, we are on the short loop, so the outer loop curve becomes a full 180-degree corner. And there you see the bollards where normally the drivers on the full circuit would go down the chute, quite literally, because that's what it's called, that next corner. But this time, though, they take the shortcut, blast back onto the penultimate straight. So they don't do any part of the boot sequence of corners. They can then come back onto the pitch straight here under the Go Bowling Salons Bridge and set off for a lap time then. So, might be an opportunity for a couple of drivers to sneak in a third lap here. It'd be very interesting to see if anyone can get over the line before the 5 minutes is out and get another lap in. Must get a bank of time in this first one, you feel. There's Phantom Buster in the white and black number 5. It's these portions of the circuit as they go into the inner loop through this double chicane. How much of those curbs do you dare take through there? The car can get quite unsettled as Rykam's going to have to deal with the traffic that is ahead of him in the form of Mike 28771. Hello to Pooptown. Pooptown Race Team has subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much. Graham GMZ at the front of this train at the moment. Lap times are going to start coming in. Kireth sets a 1 minute 19.0. That's pretty good. Anything sub 118 is going to be very fast in this session. Everybody so far in the 119s. Graham GMZ goes to a 1 minute 20. Chunky Ribena goes into a 1 minute 19.5 as well. So it looks like at the moment it's advantage Kireth at the front of the order. Bob's Your Uncle has gone into P2. 3 minutes and 12 seconds on the clock remaining. Here is your pole sitter at the moment. Kireth in the white and oh, big moment for Kireth, and he's in the wall. He's in the wall, so this is not going to be an improvement of a lap time. Drama there. He's not going to be able to break into a 118 with this. Now, I think we'll get round and do another lap, but is the car affected? Is Kireth's confidence affected? He's pushing all the way through the inner loop chicane. Through the final corner. Bit wide, bit away from the curb. Is this the opportunity that Bob's Your Uncle needs to take pole position there in the black and red liveried entry? It's got a bit of traffic ahead, but at the moment it might be providing a tiniest bit of a slipstream. Might be quite useful. Graham GMZ goes into a 120. All of these drivers will be getting one more lap in. In fact, everybody I think has got one more lap in, because there's 4 minutes and 20 on the clock. So last lap times, and Bob's Your Uncle has gone to pole position. A 1 minute 18.761. That's a big lap time from Bob's Your Uncle. May have timed that very well indeed. Through the chicane once again for Kireth. This is where it all went wrong 1 lap ago, and it was indeed a 1 minute 21.4 last time around for Kireth. That was not good enough for an improvement. Ignore the 1 minute 12 that you see on the right hand side. That was the out lap. That doesn't count. Can Kireth find just over 2.5 tenths? Well, he's gone purple through that last sector. Kireth's got a chance here of retaking pole position. Bob's Your Uncle has decided that's enough. Maybe he thought with the traffic that he wasn't going to go any quicker, didn't want to spoil anybody's laps. Here comes Kireth. Is it good enough for pole position? It is! And Kireth goes back to P1 by 31 thousandths of a second. What a time, what a recovery. 1 minute 18.730. Dream has got onto the second row of the grid. But oh no, that was until, no, look at that, Phantom Buster out of nowhere with a bit of a slipstream and maybe some help from Chunky Ribena behind, has set a 1 minute 18.3 and flown to the top of the timesheet and taken pole position. What a lap time from Phantom Buster. Well, there we go. Let's have a look at the result then. Phantom Buster with a real shock right at the end of that session. Sets the fastest lap of the qualifying session of 1 minute 18.358. Nearly 4 tenths quicker than Kireth, who thought he'd done enough to get the pole position there with that lap time that pipped Bob's Your Uncle. But in the end, Bob's Your Uncle is on the second row of the grid. A 1:18.7. Dream GSXR P4, King of the Karts and Grandpa GG both on the third row of the grid. Chunky Ribena and Drackle Fury there on row number 4. Graham GMZ and Playwrights will start from row 5. Rycam, difficulties in qualifying again, starts on the 6th row of the grid alongside D Can Do, and then Mike 28771 will start 13th and last. So, just trying to work out now, out off the top of my head, who's best positioned here for the team aspects. I think it might be the cream team, you know. Bob's Your Uncle and King of the Karts, 3rd and 5th. So, they're best positioned for this next race. Because remember, this is a team race, so the points, the drivers that win are the drivers in the team that have the best average results. So if you get first and second with your 2 drivers, you're guaranteed a race victory. That's the most simple way of doing it and trying to explain it. But a lot could happen across 20 minutes. We saw that was the case earlier on, of course, in the first race around Barcelona. If you missed that, don't worry. It's available, or will be available here on the DDMM YouTube channel once this stream is completed. You're able to go back and watch that at your leisure. Just a matter of seconds to go before we hit the final race of the evening here around the short course of Watkins Glen. 13 cars ready to go racing here for a chance to win the first ever team race here in the Kireth GT Creator Series. There is your pole sitter, Phantom Buster V in the number 5. Kireth alongside on the front row there, P2 ready for those lights to go out, and away we go. Good start for Kireth, a bit tardy on the lights there was Phantom Buster as they head down to the 90 bend for the first time here at Watkins Glen. Are they all going to be able to get through? A little bit of bumper to bumper action there at the front of the order, but it looks like everybody is through there or thereabouts. Yes, they are. Side by side between Kireth and Bob's Your Uncle as they head up through the S's. I've already seen these two have a great race so far tonight in the first race of the night at Barcelona. Phantom Buster has been able to convert that early advantage into a lead as they head into the inner loop for the first time. As the move going on a little bit further behind as King of the Karts is getting involved, and King of the Karts is going a long way off the road there. Makes contact with Chunky Ribena as the Canadian comes back onto the circuit. Or went all out there for a move to try and take, I think it was 3rd place away from Bob's Your Uncle, and it simply did not work. Honking of the horns going on ahead. Kireth running out wide there. That may compromise the entry into the final corner of the circuit, giving a little bit of a bump. Has got a half second. Whoa, as Bob's Your Uncle is in the wall there. You heard that. You heard the scraping along the barrier. Kireth's going to go for the lead here. Has a half-second penalty to deal with at the next penalty line, but right now retakes the lead of this race away from Phantom Buster. Used the slipstream well along the main straight into the 90 bend, up through the S's now. Shortly we'll be on to the back straight. Looking further back, Bob's Your Uncle still in 3rd. Penalties galore at the moment. Dream GSXR has a half-second penalty. Drackle Fury has one as well. Chunky Ribena is looking down the inside for 5th place. This is a brave one. Very well done. Threaded through there. As what's happening here, it looks like there's the penalties being applied for Kireth as there's cars off in the background. It's Drackle Fury having a moment, but Phantom Buster has now got Bob's Your Uncle all over the rear axle there, challenging for 2nd place. There is the penalty line. Is he going to come into play? 3 wide. Threading the needle there was Bob's Your Uncle. Through goes Phantom Buster into the lead of the race. But for how long? Bob's Your Uncle goes round the outside. Brilliant manoeuvre there from Bob's Your Uncle to take the lead of the race. Kireth's back up to 2nd place. Phantom Buster 3rd. Dream GSXR is also on the charge here. Now going for Phantom Buster's 3rd place. Frenetic racing here in the Kireth GT Creator Series for the first time. Inaugural event, second race of the evening. Phantom Buster runs wide. It's going to be under attack now from Dream GXXR as they go towards the S's. Don't know where to look at the moment in this race. This is fantastic stuff. Dream's going to have to go round the outside, but at least leave some space for Phantom Buster as they go through the S's. Now we'll have the inside line, and surely we'll have the advantage into the inner loop chicane. Grandpa GG's having a heck of a run here as well. Clearly suited more to the Master MX-5 Touring Edition. He's running up in 5th place at the moment after a disappointing result in the Ford GT Group 3 car earlier on this evening. My oh my. I think now the race might just start to calm down into a bit more of a rhythm, shall we say. At least a rhythm that makes sense. That's a penalty for Graham GMZ. Slows him down, loses 6th place to King of the Karts there. Right. Shall we try and work out who's winning in the team aspect of this? Well, Bob's Your Uncle and King of the Karts teammates. They're 1st and 6th at the moment. Therefore, Kireth would need a teammate 5th or higher to improve on that. That is not the case, because at the moment Deacon Do's teammate is in 11th place. Something's happened to Chunky Ribena, who's all the way down in 12th now. Working out here is that I do think the leaders of the event at the moment, or at least in this portion of the event, are Bob's Your Uncle and King of the Karts. Phantom Buster, Mike are 3rd and 9th, Dream, GSXR and Drackle Fury. Yeah, so at the moment you're effective leaders of this race from the team aspect, because remember, it's all about the averages. Bob's Your Uncle in 1st and King of the Karts in 2nd. What's happening there? There's a move going on between Phantom Buster and Dream GSXR. Surely Dream's going to have the cutback here. An advantage in the slipstream, but look behind. Grandpa GG and King of the Karts are both rapidly closing in. And in fact, Grandpa GG's looking down the inside for 4th place as they go through the 90 men. I don't think Dream GSXR was expecting that, and here comes Grandpa GG, maybe with a bit of help from King of the Karts behind. For King of the Karts in this scenario now, just got to keep your powder dry. Make sure that you don't get taken out in any squabbles as banging doors there are Dream, GSXR and Grandpa GG. Here comes King of the Karts trying to make it 3 wide as they go towards the inner loop. On the outside is Dream, GSXR. Grandpa GG may be compromised there as Phantom Buster's defended really well that 3rd place for the French driver. King of the Karts trying to open up a door there on Dream GSXR to gain another place and solidify this team lead at the moment that the cream team, as I'm calling it, is in a position of at the moment. And yes, King of the Karts has got through, so that improves the situation now for Bob's Your Uncle and King of the Karts, 1st and 5th. All the drivers between them, Kireth, Phantom Buster, Grandpa GG, their respective teammates are behind. They're not improving, they're not beating the average race position of the team of Bob's Your Uncle and King of the Karts at the moment. Keep your comments coming in, messages of support for the drivers out there. We're on lap 6, 7 minutes gone of this 20-minute race. There is Kireth, 1.8 seconds behind Bob's Your Uncle. Bob's Your Uncle is running away with this at the front of the order, and virtue of what King of the Karts is currently doing, doesn't really need to back the field up. They're in quite a comfortable position, I think, now, because Kireth, trying to work out who's in 2nd place at the moment. So Kireth and Deacon do 2nd and 12th. So consider that in the rallycross style, 14 points. Third place, Phantom Buster, so that's 11 points. At the moment, the team of Phantom Buster and Mark are beating Kireth and Deacon Do. King of the Carts has got through into fourth place, by the way. Has got past Grandpa GG. And is now going to go for third place. Down the inside. Surely is going to take that position. Yeah, this is a really good run from King of the Carts. Well, we said that first and second is the easiest way to win this team event across your two drivers. They're not doing that at the moment, but first and third's pretty good as well. In fact, first and third is also a guaranteed win. So even if another team, well, no other team can beat that score. Phantom Buster's fighting back though. He's going to try and retake third place here. They're going to be side by side. Phantom Buster pulls out of it. Oh, spinning in the background. Grandpa is off and in the weeds. And I think Dream has had a problem as well. I think Dream has pulled over. There may have been contact between Grandpa GG and Dream. And Dream has pulled over to the side of the circuit to let Grandpa through. So that's not gone well for either of those drivers there. And Dream has a penalty for track limits. Drackle Fury has a 3-second time penalty for track limits, which will get applied in due course. Well, that's a real shame for Dream. Still opportunities, you'd think, to pull back through up through the order, but not quite into the second half of this race yet. Graham GMZ looking a touch wide there, out of the 90 bend. So back to the mental maths game of trying to work out who's second at the moment of the teams, especially now that the order is rather been shaken up after those few moments. 4th and 7th at the moment for Phantom Buster and Mike 28771. That I think is going to be second place at the moment. Graham GMZ doesn't have a teammate on my sheet, so we'll ignore that for now. Rycam N7 and Chunky Rybina 6th and 8th. I think they're looking at 3rd at the moment, perhaps. Unless there's been a change. Yeah, Deacon Do's still down in 13th, so I think that's the order right now. What we know for sure is that Bob's Your Uncle and King of the Carts are doing a brilliant job here. They are leading the event, or at least this portion of the event, I should say. Coupled with the second place in the first race, Bob's Your Uncle very, very much could be going into the early series lead here in the Kireth GT Creator Series. Thank you once again to those who have newly subscribed. Hello to Ireland Grown 777. Thank you for being on board with us here on DDMM. Andrew Mather on commentary duties for you this evening. Into the second half of this race then, 20 minutes due on the clock, 11 and a half of them completed. Drackle Fury has unfortunately dropped to the bottom of the order. I think that's virtue of the 3-second penalty that we saw at least highlighted a few moments ago. Deacon Do 12th, Dream GSXR in 11th, but he's looking to fight back here past Playwright 90. May try and set one up for the main straight. Cones have been displaced there, so someone's had a moment running onto the penultimate straight. I think Dream is going to try and set up this move for 10th place on the main straight. He's going to go through the last couple of corners here, try and get a good slipstream out of the final corner. Won't worry too much about a half-second penalty at the moment, because if Dream can get good slipstream here, get past Playwright and then get up the road in the early part of the next lap. In fact, Playwright has a half-second penalty anyway, so those penalties are going to in essence cancel each other out. Dream is down the inside. Playwright tries to fight it quite hard, but I think that was always going to be the corner for Dream, and Dream goes through. Chunky Rybina unfortunately looks to have retired from this race. There's Grandpa GG He's had some good pace in this race. 1 minute 19.7 last time around, a new personal best for Grandpa GG. Mike 28771 looking far more at home. Actually, no, I wouldn't say he didn't look at home in the Ford GT in the first race. It just looked like the Ford GT didn't have a lot of pace. Chunky Ribena has now rejoined, so I wonder if that was a disconnect problem for Chunky Ribena. But Mike having a much better race here. 7th place at the moment. Rycam, once again, showing that the race pace for Rycam N7 is definitely present. Probably will go and have a bit of a work on qualifying practice in the next few days and weeks to come before event series event number 2. Graham GZ in a solid spot at the moment, 5th place, 1 minute 19.643, the best lap time there for Graham. Phantom Buster still in 4th, 1.2 seconds behind King of the Karts. Had a bit of a scruffy last lap, 1 minute 20.2, 1.2 seconds off the personal best for the French driver in car number 5. The race is still on here for 3rd place. King of the Karts has got to keep this nice and steady. Felmora doing the job along with Bob's your uncle to take the victory for the team element. 1st and 3rd for them as a duo. And as far as I'm aware, the duos will be mixed up in future events and future runs of these team races. It won't be the same driver pairings all the way through the series, but it does add an interesting element into these races and the series as a whole. We did a Pro-Am race last year. 2 drivers in 1 car for an endurance event in iRacing round Le Mans last year, and it was very interesting to see how the different drivers maybe didn't have as much pace learned from their faster drivers, learned from their teammates for that one-off event, that allowed them to get a bit quicker, at least in that sim environment. If you missed the 5th round of the Club 100 BUKCI Racing Championship, that was here on the DDMM YouTube channel last night. You can go and watch that back after this race finishes. Bob's your uncle, though, in full control. 1 minute 18.0 last time around. 4 minutes of racing to go on the clock. I think we'll have 3, maybe 4 laps to go. It'll all depend on whether Bob's your uncle crosses the line before 20 minutes hits on the timer in the bottom left-hand corner or not. It's looking fast, it's looking very much in control. Car doesn't look like it's being overdriven. Very efficient lines at the moment for Bob's your uncle. You'll hear the tyres being tortured a little bit, but not too much to the point of loss of adhesion. Kireth in the background there in 2nd place. Similarly, in a bit of a lonely race at the moment. I wonder if from the team element he might change it up on the last couple of laps, but having said that, unfortunately his teammate's down in 12th place at the moment. There is Deacon Do. Potential scrap about to start here. Dream GSXR in 11th, 10th, 4th. Oh, Playwright in the wall! Right on cue. As I said, there was going to be some action. Playwright 90 puts it in the wall and loses 2 positions, goes down to 12th place. That is not what Playwright wanted at all. That's what we call, ladies and gentlemen, a cursing. And Playwright joins the many drivers who've been at least partially cursed over the years. And Drackle Fury's having a bit of a drift through the final corner. Manages to get it all together there. Grandpa GG and Rycam N7. They're going to have a fight here over 6th place. Rycam once again fighting through the order after problems in qualifying. The nature of these Mazda MX-5 touring editions is they do like to go side by side. Haven't got the most power. Can Grandpa GG find a way through as they go into the inner loop chicane? Rycam's got the inside line and surely will park it on the apex. Yes, indeed, the American does. Holds on to 6th place there. 1.5 minutes to go then. Leader coming over the line now, so I do think we'll get 2 more laps in here after this one. Mike 28771 is also coming back into this. Through the penultimate corner they go, run a little bit wide, may pick up a track limit penalty, or yeah, there's a half-second penalty for both of them there. So that could be quite important for Mike 28771 with 1 minute to go on the clock. Can he just sit there and take those 2 positions? It's all very close there between Grandpa GG and Rycam N7. Was there a little bit of contact through the 90-degree bend? Possibly so. They're going to be side by side as they were a lap ago through the S's. I think for Mike 28771, just got to think through this tactically and whether there's going to be an opportunity to just drift on by once those 2 cars take their penalties, and it's going to be side by side between them again as they go into the chicane. Grandpa GG's got a much better run, but shutting the door there was Rycam. Both of them are going to have their slowdowns around the exit to the next corner. This is going to be Mike 28771's opportunity, but is Mike close enough? It'll be a short blip. There it goes. That's all it was, and now they're back on the loud pedal. Has Mike got enough to get at least one of these positions? 20 minutes has expired. This sometimes happens, so King of the Carts has come home in 3rd. Phantom Buster 4th. Graham GMZ is going to come home in 5th. There could be a lot happening here. Mike has got through into 7th place, but has got a half-second penalty of his own. And it's going to be Rycam across the line, taking 6th. 7th for Mike. 8th. And that switches round once the penalty has been applied. Similarly, Drackle Fury takes 9th once penalties are applied to Dream GXXR. Deacon Do finishes 11th. 12th for Playwrights. Still going on, though, because they got ahead of the start-finish line before 20 minutes was up. Bob's your uncle is going to win this race, and in combination with teammate King of the Cards is also going to take the team element of this race and the maximum points onto the tally charts for the Kireth GT Creator Series across the line there with a 117.6. Very, very good indeed. Well done to Bob's your uncle, who gained 2 positions in that race to take victory around Watkins Glen. Let's have a look at the results then. Bob's your uncle wins it from Kireth in 2nd place. And, well, Kireth, some really good performances tonight. Took the win at Barcelona. King of the Carts, 3rd. So by our reckoning, 1st and 3rd for Team Cream means that they have won the team element of that race. Excuse me. 4th place for Phantom Buster. Really good 2nd race there. Great qualifying as well. Will be rewarded with some points as it's a pretty good finish for Phantom Buster's teammates Mike 28771 as well. So both of those drivers in Team Blue, both on the first page of results. Graham GMZ, as far as I'm aware, had no teammate, so ignore that one for now, but a good result for Graham. Top 5 there in the 2nd race of the evening. Rycam N7 finishing in 6th, but unfortunately teammate Chunky Ribena had a disconnect midway through that race, so not many points as a team scored there. Grandpa GG, kind of similar story for Grandpa GG. Finishes in the top half of the order, but teammate Playwright had a crash towards the end. And we'll see where Playwright finished up in a short moment's time. As we mentioned, Mike 28771 finishes in 8th. So by my early reckoning and head calculations. That's second place in the team element for Phantom Buster and Mike 28771. Drackle Fury 87 finishes ninth. So combined with Dream GSXR's results, I think that's going to be 6th place in the points for those drivers there on Team Pink, because that's the only team that's got 2 drivers both on the same on the second page. Deacon Do 11th, Playwright 90 12th, and Chunky Ribena in 13th. Well, there we go. The server unfortunately has already closed. We was going to play the replay, but unfortunately that's gone before we had a chance to play it. And there we go. That is the first 2 races of the Kireth GT Creator Series. What did we think about that, ladies and gentlemen? I thought that was a very entertaining format. 2 great races tonight. 20 minutes, not too short, not too long, here on Gran Turismo 7. And it has been absolutely fantastic to have streamed commentated racing here on the DDMM channel back with Gran Turismo 7. And we are going to try and do a bit more Gran Turismo 7. The thing we've learned tonight is I need to do the campaign, the career mode, because I've not got a lot of circuits unlocked at the moment. Hence why I wasn't able to host tonight, because I haven't got Barcelona or Watkins Glen unlocked yet. We will work on that in due course, and hopefully we'll stream a little bit of that progress as well as we go along. A couple of other things to mention before we head off for tonight. Upcoming videos. Appropriate that we've got Chunky Ribena at Le Mans here on the screen at the moment. We have got a lot of footage from Le Mans 2 weeks ago, where we were there as spectators, myself and Howard, for the centenary 24 hours of Le Mans. It was an amazing race, an amazing event. I was very, very lucky and privileged to be there. As I say, we've got lots of trackside footage, and we'll hopefully put a bit of a commentated vlog of sorts together that will be up on the channel soon as something a little bit different. In terms of more commentary, as we mentioned, 2 weekends' time, we will be working with the guys at Alpha Live for the next Super One karting stream. That will be on the 2nd of July. I'll say it'll be over on the Alpha Live channel. Sub to our channel here. We'll put links across to that and posts here in the YouTube community pages for that. But if you haven't come across Alpha Live before, they are very, very worth giving a subscribe to as well. They do lots of streamed motorsport, karting and club racing here in the UK, so do keep an eye out for that. Say the 2nd of July, Sunday the 2nd of July, will be at Fullbeck, classic old school circuit in Lincolnshire for that. We will also be having more karting commentary coming up in the form of One Law Kart Club, not too far away in terms of the diary, not too far away geographically, just up the road from us here at DDMM HQ. Shennington Super Prix will be on the Alpha Live channel as well, with commentary from DDMM. And the next, at least locked in the diary, sim racing commentary will be on the 12th of July, Wednesday the 12th of July, so that's just under 3 weeks' time. Round 6 of the Club 100 and BUKC iRacing Championship for that, and I'm pretty certain that we'll have another one of these Kireth GT Creator streams before that point as well. Do keep an eye out for that, obviously, on Kireth socials, and of course be locked here, subscribe, notification bell, all of that business here on DDMM. I think we're going to wrap up there. Thank you very much, everybody, for your support this evening. It's been absolutely fantastic to commentate on this first event of the series. Do hope to do one of these again very, very soon. Thank you for joining. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comments and your likes and your interactions. It's been very, very good to see you all tonight. Enjoy the rest of the evening, and we'll see you again in the future for more commentary here on DDMM. Bye-bye.